Hey guys, I hope you are doing great. Welcome to the Consultant Mindset. Everyone is striving to fulfill their necessities. All of us are working day and night to get our things done. When was the last time that you thought of focusing on yourself? When was it when you realized the fact that you need some kind of self-care as well? There is nothing wrong with thinking about yourself and fulfilling your necessities. Whenever we do something for ourselves, people perceive it as arrogant or self-obsessive behavior. However, it ain't true. Doing something for yourself and rewarding oneself with rewards is a form of self-love. What do we mean by focusing on yourself? Focusing on yourself means one should prioritize his needs and basic desires. Giving up on your necessities due to some critiques ain't worth it. The main factor of jealousy doesn't let people see anyone live in peace. Focusing on oneself means that you are treating yourself like a royal. You are rewarding yourself at the end of the accomplishment of every task. This is what we call self-love. According to psychology, you cannot love someone unless you start loving yourself. That indicates it is necessary to love yourself to love people closer to you. When giving yourself a slave treatment, how do you expect to give your loved ones a royal treatment? There can be no failure to a man who has not lost his courage, his character, his self-respect, or his self-confidence. He is still a king. Orison Swett Martin. The biggest portion of focusing on oneself involves self-care and self-love. You may feel selfish and self-absorbed but start to think about it from a different angle. Today's society is merely involved in pleasing people. They don't know what they want. They are just running in the constant race of pleasing people with no ending line at all. They are just living their lives according to the desires of the masses. The true self of the majority has vanished. When someone criticizes us, we start to change ourselves without even realizing that we are going towards a negative development. How can we practice self-love? Self-love needs acceptance. Giving oneself enough space to accept his true self is a positive development. It leads you to accept your flaws and develop a love for yourself. When we set standards for a perfect human being, we become less likely to achieve them. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Humans are not bots, so they are imperfect. Imperfections are the identifiers that make us distinguished from the bots. Developing empathy and compassion for oneself leads you to be empathetic towards others. If you are treating yourself right, you are going to treat people surrounding you with kindness and sympathy. Why is it important to focus on yourself? Focusing on oneself makes you realize your self-worth. It increases your self-confidence and boosts your self-morale. You start to become the ultimate beast. You start realizing what you deserve. You set boundaries and standards. Self-confidence does not allow you to settle for less. Every human has four endowments: self-awareness, conscience, independent will and creative imagination. These give us the ultimate human freedom. The power to choose, to respond, to change. Stephen Covey. So, have you ever pondered about what you want in your life? Have you ever realized what kind of lifestyle you are living? Are you living according to people or yourself? This is a dire need of today's era to realize this fact that what we want with our lives. Make sure you are seeking what you want. There are times in our lives when we acquire opinions from our elders or friends. You can just take their guidance to guide you through the way. But it does not mean that you get swayed away from your desired destination. When listening to others, we somehow manage to get ourselves trapped in their words. We start doing what they recommend us to do unintentionally. However, asking for opinions and doing the whole thing according to them are two different perspectives. Make sure to stick to your desires. Let people feel how they feel. If people close to you are upset about your self-focus attitude, then let them be alone for a while. Let them process their emotions. We cannot make everyone happy now. We have to establish ourselves. They will feel strange for a while, but when they will get to know about your boundaries, they will eventually get used to it. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself enough room to grow. Reserve time for yourself and carry out your hobbies in that time. There will be times when you're going to have some negative thoughts about yourself. Never let them move you away from your destination. Be kind to yourself and use your spare time for your self-care. Kindness in words creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. Kindness in giving creates love. Lao Tzu. Start saying no. To please people, we cannot make ourselves deny them. For instance, if someone invited us to a party and he didn't feel like going, then he probably should have enough courage to refuse them. But that is not how it goes. We think more about people than think about ourselves. We are worried about what they think about us. In all this amusement, we have forgotten ourselves and are living a life of what others want us to be. Most of us are reflections of what people want us to be. Concluding this whole discussion, Focusing on your self-care and self-love plays an integral role in your development. That's all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more interesting videos.